Hey St. Mary, grade 8s. It's Mr. McHenry back with our second lesson for this week. And this lesson is going to be on the volume of a cylinder. And just want to make sure everybody understands what volume is. So volume is the amount of space occupied by an object. And we're going to use our trusty Cheerios box again to help us out. So the volume of this box is how much space it occupies. And many of you have some background knowledge about calculating the volume of a rectangular prism. And many of you know that to calculate the volume of a rectangular prism, you multiply the length times the width times the height to get the volume. So the volume of a rectangular prism is equal to length times width times the height. And we are going to use that to help us to calculate the volume of a cylinder. So what would be the volume of this cylinder here? So if we take a look at this formula here, length times width times height, we can see that the length and the width is the area of this right here, what we'll call the area of the base of the object. So we can say that to find the volume is to find the area of the base times the height. So if we use that formula to help us to find the volume of a cylinder, well, the area of the base of a cylinder, well, this is the base of a cylinder here. And what is that base? It is a circle. So the area of a base of a cylinder is going to be the area of a circle times the height. And we know that, and we've already discovered during the year, that the area of a circle is pi times r squared. So we take that and we times it by the height, and therefore to find the volume of a cylinder, or the formula for the volume of a cylinder, is equal to pi times r squared times h. And again, we're going to do an example to practice. So our example is a can of baked beans is cylindrical. Its diameter is 7.4 centimeters. Its height is 10.5 centimeters. Find the volume of the can. And again, I want to use remember my thinking and communication chart, and first thing is, what do I know? Well, I know it is a cylindrical object, so I'm going to draw a picture of a cylinder. And the second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to label this. And so what do I know? Well, I know it has a diameter of 7.4. So diameter is across the circle. So D is equal to 7.4, and I know it has a height of 10.5. And what do I want to find? Well, I want to find the volume. And we just discovered that we have a formula for the volume of a cylinder, and that is pi times r squared times h. And again, We got to use our math referee to substitute in here or replace. And I look through my formula, and do I have anything? Well, it's asking for R here. I don't have R on my diagram, but I can find it because I know that R, or radius, is half of the diameter. So R is equal to diameter divided by 2, which is 7.4 divided by 2, which is 3.7 centimeters. So now I have R and I have H, so I can just substitute in. So I have pi times 3.7 squared times 10.5. And again, that is squared, not times 2. Okay, this is, if you need to write it out, make sure you write it out, 3.7 times 3.7. Okay, and I'm going to just leave this, change this pi to 3.14, and I'm going to know now that I've done 3.7 times 3.7, that is equal to 13.69, and I times it by the 10.5, and I get approximately, using that little dot over the equal sign means approximately 451 centimeters cubed. And it is cubed because it's three-dimensional, 3 dimensions. So that's why we use the cube sign there. So again, you can look into our D2L under volume of a cylinder for practice questions that you can work on.